Good morning. Hey, what's up, guys? Matt here. Welcome to a new review. Technically book number 5 that I've read this year. As always, I count my audiobooks, which are only 2 this year. So I've 6 books. Yeah, 6 books. Star Wars Aftermath, Hobbit, Carrie, audiobook, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and Silent Patient, audiobook. Yeah! And then 1984. Woo! 6 books this year. So 2 more books and I will reach my goal for reading this year, which was 8 books. As I hadn't read in a long time, you may have heard this before, but if I hadn't read in a long time, so I was excited to get back into reading. My goal was to read 8 books, and it's February 16th, so I think I'm gonna pass the books that I wanted to read, even excluding audiobooks, but I'm not. I'm including them. Anyways, 1984 by George Orwell. If you like this book, if this is your favorite book of all time, if this is on your must-read before you die list, you might want to turn away from the video. I am not going to be very positive on this book, for reasons that I will get into, but I will preface my review by saying maybe this was because I just came off my most favorite book of the year, being Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, that I've read so far. Maybe I am not into the dystopian kind of style. Maybe I'm really into plot. Maybe I'm not into political things. Again, I will preface this review by saying I had all these classics that I wanted to read, including Dune, Game of Thrones, Stephen King's It, Shining, Dr. Sleep, Harry Potter, The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. So a lot of these fantasy books I really wanted to read, but I also included 1984 by George Orwell in there because I knew it was a classic and I knew it must be read. So I read it. It took me 4 days, sort of. Really, it was 3 days. Friday I started it, and today's Wednesday. I finished it Tuesday. So really 3 days, because the weekend I didn't really get many pages in. But yeah, so here we go. Here's my review. Again, if you loved 1984 by George Orwell, if it was your favorite book of all time, if it were on your must-read before you die list, you might want to turn away. I gave 1984 by George Orwell a 2 out of 5. This book was infuriating. Holy moly, this book made me want to tear my hair out. Oh my gosh. With all my prefaced, maybe I'm not an Orwell fan. Maybe I'm not a fan of how he writes. The writing style for this book was infuriating. I love plots. I love a good plot-driving, page-turning book. And maybe 1984 is not that. But Dear Lord, oh my goodness, this book was infuriating. I wanted to stop reading. I wanted to love this book so much. I had not high hopes. I had the idea, as prefaced, to read these classics. I was excited to read these classics, but actually, like, physically doing it, it's been a different story. Hobbit, I gave a 4 out of 5 because it's a little rough. Hobbit, a little rough for me, and maybe because I am a 25-year-old man. Not saying women, I don't know. Maybe I'm just into different styles of books, but oh my goodness. This, George Orwell, specifically this book, I've not read Animal Farm, and I am taking that off my list to read. Oh man, I had it on my list to read because I was like, oh, I'm going to love 1984, so I'm going to read Animal Farm, which is another George Orwell book. But this book, George Orwell took so much time to say absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like page after page after page of not just not nonsense, but fluff. This book, my particular edition, this one with the eye right here, 266 pages. I thought it was 287 pages, then that was the afterword, and then it turned out to be 266 pages was the entirety of the book. So I was happy last night when I thought I had 40 more pages left, and I flipped, and it was the last page. Oh, I was happy as a clam. Happy as a clam. Oh, I mean, this book could have been 80 pages. Or this could have been broken into 2 books. One being the world building. And really, I don't even think that what I wanted out of this book, and maybe that's why I'm giving it such a low score, what I wanted out of this book was a page-turner, exciting book against the overthrow of Big Brother. That's what as I started reading, that's what I expected to happen. But as I kept reading, I realized, no, that's not it at all. This book is not that, and I am going to be described everything to like an nauseating level. Like incredible detail, which I disagree with it being detail, because it is just compounded facts about things that are unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. Near the end of the book, I was flipping pages, skimming, and there was nothing of substance to the plot. But early in the book, non-spoilers here, early in the book, we are told about this man, and we are given his facial features. 240 pages after that, 220 pages after that. So near the end of the book, we are told his features again, in the exact same detail. Nothing changed from the first to the last. When I thought the book was over, wrong. It continued. They continued to pester and belabor the goal of Orwell. And again, to preface this, again, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe this book isn't for me. Maybe you loved it. Maybe you're like, oh, Orwell, give me more, give me more, give me more. And I'm saying, Orwell, stop. I hated this book. I could not bring myself to not finish the book, though. I am in a bit of a early stage of my reading, being that it's February, and I had to finish it. I wanted this to get better. There were glimpses of this book that could have been great for me specifically, and maybe that's my fault. Maybe I was wanting too much out of this. Maybe I was reading maybe I was reading the wrong book. Maybe I wanted to read another book in place of this. This book infuriated me. It took so long for anything to happen. When we got a cliffhanger, that was great. Oh, I was excited. I was ready to turn the page. But then, oh, no. More garbage. More fluff that had nothing to do with the plot. I mean, the plot in this book, for me at least, and maybe you disagree, please comment below. If you've watched this far, this is about 11 minutes already, and I'm about done. But if you disagree with me about the plot, please let me know. But I feel the plot was maybe a quarter of this book. And maybe things could have been shortened. Maybe I'm expecting a different outcome from this book, but nah. Not for me. 1984, George Orwell, 2 out of 5 stars. My first 2 out of 5 stars review this year. Yeah, not too great. Bad would be that scale for me. A 1 might be, I don't know what a 1 would be. We'll see if I ever get to there. But yeah, so I'm at a place, like I said, thank you for watching this review. We're at the epilogue now. Maybe I'm belaboring the point. Maybe I'm annoying. But, so yeah, I want to finish all books that I start to read, to give them a chance, at least. I prefer to have a full understanding of the book before I give it a review, before I do anything with it, before I talk about it. I'd prefer to have a full understanding of the book, cover to cover. And I feel I did that with 1984, and we are good to go. So, yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. You may be laughing at this next decision, and I made this reading plan. You can watch my reading plan video that I made a week or so ago. I talked about what books I'm going to be reading this year, and this was in no particular order. The books were in no particular order, and I just kind of put them in an order. I didn't have an idea of why they were there. But next, I'm reading this honker, Dune. Dune. I watched the movie this year. I'd known nothing about Dune when I watched the movie on HBO Max. But now Dune it is. So next is Dune. So be on the lookout for that review. 600 pages or so on Dune. So we'll see how that goes. This was 266. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you stay subscribed if you were previously. Please, let's have a chat in the comments below, because, oh boy, this book was bad. Thanks for watching. Bye.